Hi you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I'm excited to be here for another week of sharing tips and advice on how to create a healthy home environment that supports our immune system and our overall wellness. This week, I'm super excited to talk to you about essential oils, and not to sell you on essential oils. I think that everyone has to make their own decision, but to give you some scientific facts behind why I use essential oils in my home. A lot of times a healthy home kind of goes hand in hand with essential oils, and people kind of take this path throughout creating a healthy house. When they start replacing fragrances and synthetic scents, they add in essential oils as a replacement. But essential oils also have a home in our houses as part of creating a healthy environment. So this week I'm going to take you through some slides. We're going to go over some of the scientific benefits that have been studied about essential oils, and I will just kind of preface it with there hasn't been enough research done on humans and on the benefits of essential oils. One of the reasons is because they come from plants, and plants are not always 100% uniform. There can be slight variances and differences between plants of different kinds and plants that are the same but grown in different seasons and in different areas. So it's very hard to do a study that is easily replicated because plants are different in different seasons, in different areas. They're not always going to be exactly the same, even if it is the same type of plant. So that being said, there has been some research done on different essential oils. One of the things that I'm also going to talk about is safety of essential oils. If you choose to bring them into your home, there's so much that you really need to know, and I think a lot of times we just bring them in and we don't do a lot of research. We kind of blindly maybe follow someone else's advice, and that's not necessarily the safest thing or the best thing to do. And I've done it too. I have had my own journey with essential oils, and I'm finally to a place where I feel very comfortable in what I know and how I use them around my house. And then one of the last things I'm going to talk about this week is an essential oil company. They're a small business. They're a very integrity-driven business, and they create essential oil blends in small batches, so they don't need preservatives. And I'm super excited to share with you LaCura. This is the essential oil blend that I've been using from LaCura, and it's very high quality, so you only need a very small amount. They actually have a little bit of carrier oil right in this if you want to either add it topically to something. Some people choose to ingest this. That's not something that I do, but it is 100% food grade, and so you can do that. So I'm going to talk more about their company and the benefits of essential oils that you purchase through them. So let's get going. All right, so let's take a look at some science-backed research and some safety issues when it comes to using essential oils. All of the studies that I have mentioned in this slide show are also linked to my blog post. So if you're looking for the actual studies with the information, feel free to go there. We're going to start on the health benefits of essential oils. So one of the big ones is to support healthy immune function. So tea tree oil was studied with the influenza virus, and it was found to actually reduce the lifespan of the virus, especially when used in the first few hours of exposure. And then there's another study that I have linked that also shows preventative care using essential oils can enhance the immune function. What it does is it supports the human T cells that work against viruses in the long run. And I've got those studies linked in the blog this week. Another area that you can really utilize essential oils is to improve your sleep. So there was a study done on inpatient people who are patients in an intensive care unit, who are undergoing cancer treatments, and they used lavender, peppermint, and chamomile, and found that all three of them were very effective and had a positive effect on sleep. If we want to kind of do the trickle down effect, sleep also indirectly supports your immune system. So by using essential oils to improve your sleep, you're also going to support your immune system as well. Another area that they've studied is reducing anxiety and depression. Anti-cancer properties have also been found in essential oils. And, there's more studies that need to be done on humans, but research suggests that essential oils have anti-cancer properties and actually can be used in kind of like a pharmaceutical application. Oregano, essential oil or oil of oregano is another way to put it, showed the highest levels of anti-cancer properties and the activity within cancer cells. So I have those links studied, or those studies linked in this week's blog post. Another part of essential oils that I like to really utilize in my own home is that they have antimicrobial and antiviral properties. So studies performed show that the chemical composition of essential oils is antiviral and antimicrobial. And so what it does is it can inhibit the growth of bacteria and also destroy bacterial cells. I have a study linked that shows essential oils inhibit viral activity in the early stages of infection as well. And I talked about that earlier with tea tree oil. And then the last thing is it can reduce the need for medication, which can have side effects. A lot of essential oils can be positively used for preventative medicine because they focus on anti-inflammatory effects. So it can reduce the need for medication in the future as well. All right, so let's take a look at a question that I get a lot is, are essential oils truly safe to use? There's really not a clear-cut answer on this. It depends how it's used, and it also depends what type of essential oils you're buying and what you're purchasing. So you can buy a wide array of essential oils. They have different potencies and different levels of purity. So you can buy an essential oil that is 100% organic, USDA certified. That's going to be a really pure oil. But then you also have to remember that these oils come from plants. Plants are not 100% uniform. So, a plant grown in a different season, same plant grown in 2 different seasons, they're going to be a little bit different. And so there will always be some variety when we are talking about essential oils. It's never 100% clear cut the same every single time because, again, it's a plant. But you can use them safely. You can use them to reduce the need for medication, like we talked about, improve sleep, reduce stress. Essential oils are extremely potent. So an example would be like 220 pounds of lavender are used to make just 1 pound of lavender essential oil. So really what you need is a drop. I think the problem a lot of times with essential oils is people do not use them the right way. They really need to be diluted. They need to be used with a carrier oil. This is one of the things that I learned as I used essential oils. Because they're so concentrated, 1 drop of essential oil goes a long way for an adult, let alone a really long way for a child. And so I think really what you need to do is get yourself really educated on essential oils. Make sure you know the safety guidelines, and then really truly everything in moderation. We don't need to be overusing essential oils, and I think sometimes that does happen where they're used just too frequently, and so they can be kind of labeled as unsafe. So now I'm going to go into some of the very specific safety issues with essential oils. Again, do your research before you purchase or use any essential oils, especially if you're using them around children. I would say don't just blindly follow others' advice, even my own. I am not a doctor. I'm just a mom. I've done my own research on essential oils. I know what I'm comfortable with and my family's comfortable with, but that doesn't mean it's right for everybody. So don't just blindly follow someone else. You can find professionals that have recommendations and guides, and I would trust those. But again, essential oils are extremely potent, and I like to tell people to try to purchase certified organic essential oils if at all possible. So let's kind of go through these little points. Again, dilution is necessary. So always use your essential oils with a carrier oil, especially with kids. One little drop of essential oil goes such a long way. I try to avoid consuming essential oils unless like it were directed by a physician. I know a lot of people do this, and that's fine. For them, that's what I've chosen to do. I do not ingest them. I did for a while, and I just didn't feel as much benefit as risk. So the benefit did not outweigh the risk for just damaging inside my mouth, my gastrointestinal system, teeth, things like that. I also think that we should avoid using essential oils neat. So that would be like without a carrier oil, because they're just too potent. Sometimes people will use like straight essential oil, no carrier oil, and it's just too much for our bodies, in my opinion. So another thing is we really need to do a lot of research when it comes to kids. So kids just do not need as much essential oil, as many drops as like an adult could take. So I like to use a line specific for kids. If you're going to be using them topically, always dilute them, and even to a greater degree than you would for yourself. Never diffuse in a closed room with kids. There's so many things that are just not as controlled with essential oils because they come from plants, and we need to be careful. Another thing you want to watch for is there are some oils that are photosensitive. So this means that they react with UV light or sunlight, and they can cause skin irritation. So these oils should not be used in sunlight or topically before going in the sun. A lot of times it's like citrus oils. So you can find a list of those if you Google that. Another type of oil is hot oils. So some oils have like a warming sensation on the skin. I included a list of some of the more popular ones: cinnamon, clove, lemongrass, oregano, and thyme. They can cause rashes, and they can like damage the skin if you continue use. So always mix these with a carrier oil and never use them on kids topically. And then the last thing we're going to talk about are allergic reactions. So because essential oils come from plants, many people have allergies to various plants. And there's some cross sensitivity that can happen with essential oils. So like if you're allergic to ragweed, you might be allergic to like chamomile as well. So really be aware of any allergies that you or anyone in your house has before you diffuse essential oils. All right. So I wanted to share with you in this week's blog post, I shared as well, LaCura essential oils. So I am a huge proponent of supporting small businesses, and I really like finding businesses that I can support that give pure products that are maybe products that aren't mass produced. And this is what I found with LaCura. So LaCura I have tried, and they use certified organic oils. They have third-party testing for the soil and the essential oils to make sure that it is pure. They're 100% food grade, so if you chose to ingest essential oils, that is the type of essential oil I would recommend. I obviously do not do that. I just diffuse and use topically sometimes. But LaCura was created by a licensed pharmacist, so you kind of have the best of both worlds here. You have that homeopathic solution side, as well as the side that offers more medicinal advice, like with Western medicine. Their products are extremely high quality, so you only need to use a small amount. And they also make specialized and custom blends for you, and they also have some that they recommend on their website. Again, small business, they run their business with integrity. I would highly recommend them, and I have a link to their company if you're looking for some essential oil blends or some really high quality essential oils to have it in your home. I have the link in this week's blog post. And then the last thing I want to share with you guys is a download that you can get on my website this week. It's a usage chart. So I kind of broke essential oils down into these 8 categories, and you can download this chart, keep it by your diffuser so you kind of know, what are you looking to do? Are you looking to kind of create a calming environment before bedtime? There's a list of oils. If you are, cleaning on a Saturday morning and you want to put some essential oils in that are going to help purify your air, I've got a list of those. Same with, immune support. There's a plethora. So you can head to the blog post this week. I have the link in the video description, and you can just scroll to the bottom where you can download the essential oil chart and, just like I said, print it out and keep it by your diffuser. All right, you guys, that is everything that I wanted to share about essential oils today. I hope that it kind of gives you some information and some guidance on how to use them in your home and how to safely use them, as well as some of their benefits. Maybe it's something you want to give a try in your own home. If you have any questions at all, feel free to message me, send me an email. I would be more than happy to answer your questions or at least point you in the right direction. So until next week, be well, and we'll have another tip on creating a healthy house.